live pipe smoker, and this time we're going to get it right. Today I'm smoking C&D Purple Cow. It is classic blend from Bob Ranowski. It contains burley, bright Virginia, ribbon, latakia, and Maduro cigar leaf. Now, I'm not sure about purple cows, but I was definitely seeing birds flying around my head the first time I smoked this, and I really enjoyed it actually. I did decide that I was going to smoke in a bit of a smaller pipe, so I will be smoking it from this, as I'll explain later. Let's crack on with this. Greg sent me this. It was a bit of an unexpected gift, so I was very grateful for that. Thank you, Greg. So let's crack in all that in under 40 seconds. First of all, looking at the tobacco, that does look really nice. You know, you got some nice thick bits. It's not too finely cut. You got some nice big bits of cigar leaf in there as well. And I'm smelling it. It is, without getting it on my nose, it's got a sort of smoky ketchup-y smell to it. It is a really nice smell. Ketchup's really the only thing I can put it to. The smell-wise, it does sort of it's not one that gives the game away. It sort of gives you a hint of what it's going to smoke like, but it's not going to give the whole game away. It's still a bit of, like, mystery to it. It's quite tantalising, really. It is a bit dry. However, you wouldn't want to smoke it too quickly, so that's not really an issue. I'm just going to jar it up. I've had a few looks at different reviews, and I think the general consensus is it is a dry tobacco as anyway. So, but yeah, jarring that up, that should be fine. And I've dropped my lid, so that's always off to a flying start. Smoking it is actually quite interesting. It's a very interesting smoke, so I shall spark up. As I've already had a half a bowl. There we go. For the first minute or so, personally I found it wasn't all that much. I mean, I got a nice bit of latakia in there. You had the birdies and Virginias playing about. It took a while for the cigar leaf to actually come into play, and then boy did it come into play. Yeah, first of all, it started off quite, your standard latakia blends, but after the cigar leaf comes into play, it kind of dominates the taste, but not too much. You still got the latakia playing a major part in the background. Overall, I'd say the tobaccos are very well blended. They react well together. You've got a nice hit of cigar leaf, but you've still got the latakias in the background. Keeping a nice sort of smoky smell to it, well, smoky taste to it. Just coax that a light again. Decided I'm not going to bother with a girly tamper at the moment, just use the odd finger. Yep. It's quite a strong blend, I have to say, I'm not going to lie. It's one that would probably be hit and miss for everyone. It's like Marmite, or what is it you have in America, Vegemite. You either love it or you hate it. Personally, I quite love it. It's good. I do like things with a bit of kick to them. This one certainly delivers that. The nicotine content in it builds up, and then it kind of hits you. I mean, you get your standard, it's there, and then suddenly bang, ooh, it suddenly hits you. It's not a gradual, you can feel it rising. It will be there. You will feel it, but then it will suddenly hit you like a brick through glass, and then it's just like, whoa. Which is why I'm smoking it out of a bowl this size, because the first time I smoked it, I think I smoked it out of this, and that's got a fairly chunky bowl to it. I was feeling quite green afterwards. So yeah, again, it's one you have to find a bowl and a bowl size to suit. Smoking it, like I said, the cigar leaf kind of dominates the smoke. But not to the extent where that's all you can taste. You can still feel in the background that really nice smoky latakia taste. Retrohaling it, you've just got this really nice blast of hot smoke coming out. Yeah, it is. You've got a bit of both in there actually. I'd say you get more out of, just swirling around, taste-wise in the mouth, and then every so often retrohaling it to really pick out the flavors, as opposed to constantly retrohaling it where you're just gonna like, it's gonna get a bit too much personally for me if I was constantly do that. So that burst of flavor when you exhale it through your nose is just it's really good, because you get that hit of flavor, but it's not going to constantly singe your nasal passage. And for me, that's not going to be good because I have a cold. The last thing I want is a cold and fire coming out of my nose. As opposed, no, that would be wrong. That would be crash. One thing, the ash is quite heavy, so it's just gonna have to keep. Some tobaccos I find have a like thicker ash than others, so we'll have to keep like the eye on that. Just get a grip of your ash, get rid of it. Like I said, it's not a tobacco that you can really take out and about, or you can really smoke. I mean, I could smoke it socially, I reckon, but I probably would get more out of it just sitting around at home, chilling, because it's got a nice nicotine content, so it's going to be one that you want to sit around and really take your time on and just sup away at. But otherwise, if you're out at the pub and you go into the smoking section, pipe smokers, come on, I mean, fellow pipe smokers, you know how frustrating it is. You've just got your pipe lit, you're just getting the flavour, and everybody who's smoking cigarettes is like, right, we're going back inside. It's just, put your pipe out, like, stick it in your pocket, and then you have to come back to like half-burnt tobacco, which some tobaccos isn't too bad, but others it's just ruins. So yeah, it's not really one I'd smoke in a social setting. It's one I'd save at home where I can enjoy it and not have to worry about people going, things like cigars. Well, here's a clue for you, buddy. It's got cigar leaf in it. Which brings me on to the room note. The room note is a very sort of cigar-dominated room note. I don't really smell too much of the latakia in the room note. So if you're not a fan of cigars, or people aren't really a fan of cigars, I would keep some like air freshener. Or open a window, which is kind of the cheaper option, and hope there's a breeze. But overall, I would say this is a cracking blend. It's got a bit of punch to it. It's different. All the flavours combine well. And it smokes wonderfully. It is an acquired taste, I reckon, and I have acquired it, and I really am quite hooked on it. Like I said, it's not an everyday smoke, though. It is one I will come to as and when. So for that reason, it's going in a jar. Whereas my Frog Morton I can smoke all day, so I've got to jar that up and padlock it. For my next video I'll probably be doing another video with while smoking the pigtail that's sat in the pipe. It's going to leave that for a few hours, probably leave that to about midday. So this is Lunch Pipe Smoker, and I hope you all enjoy your day. Now I've got to try and get some sleep.